US Senate passes Republican border security bill tax cut deferred for now. In a decisive yet contentious move, the US Senate in the early hours of Friday advanced a Republican backed bill championing President Donald Trump's stringent border security, energy, and defense policies. However, the bill notably excludes the sweeping tax cuts Trump has fervently advocated, highlighting the ongoing intra-party struggle over fiscal priorities. After an intense overnight session, the Senate approved the bill with a narrow 52 to 48 vote, marking one of the most significant Republican legislative victories since Trump assumed office. The resolution mandates increased federal expenditures on defense, tighter immigration controls, and border security reinforcement while fostering an expansion of fossil fuel production. The sole Republican defector, Senator Rand Paul, attempted unsuccessfully to introduce an amendment requiring corresponding spending cuts to offset the bill's increased expenditure. The Senate's $340 billion fiscal 2025 budget resolution prescribes an $85 billion annual increase for the next 4 years, primarily targeting border enforcement, deportation, energy deregulation, and heightened military funding. In contrast, the House's budget proposal encapsulates these same priority but incorporates an additional $4.5 trillion in tax cuts, counterbalanced by $2 trillion in proposed spending reduction and projected economic growth from tax and energy reforms. To enact Trump's border legislative vision while circumventing Democratic opposition and filibuster hurdles in the Senate, both congressional chambers must unify behind a single budget resolution. As expected, the Senate's overnight session evolved into a grueling amendment battle with only two Republican-sponsored amendments making the cut. These amendments aim to mitigate perceived regulatory overreach, curb federal spending excesses, and ostensibly protect Medicaid and Medicare. I know my Democratic colleagues will attempt these scare tactics tonight, suggesting Republicans intend to dismantle these essential programs. This is simply not the case, asserted Republican Senator Dan Sullivan while introducing his amendment. Democrats, acutely aware of their numerical disadvantage, launched an all-night voterama, flooding the floor with a succession of amendments designed to underscore what they termed Republican favoritism towards the wealthy and the expense of ordinary Americans. Unsuccessful Democratic proposal included amendments seeking to prohibit tax cut for billionaires, safeguard Medicaid funding from reduction that could endanger senior citizens' health care, and ensure adequate government staffing to combat the ongoing bird flu epidemic. The road ahead, with the Senate's bill now in place and the House's more expansive version still under debate. The fate of Trump's legislative ambitions remains uncertain as Republican lawmakers navigate the precarious intersection of fiscal responsibility, political pragmatism, and ideological commitments. The coming weeks will be pivotal in determining whether Trump's vision for border security and economic reform materializes or fails victim to party division and legislative gridlock.